Hey, we're so proud to partner with the National Concealed Carry Association as a 10-ring partner. NCCA exists to serve the Second Amendment community by providing a nationwide network of 2A advocates, offer elite self-defense and concealed carry training for the nation's top instructors, and provide rock-bottom prices on the best selection of gear and accessories. Learn more and go to nationalconcealedcarryassociation.com. So, Mike, what has been the most challenging part of starting all these local gun packs?
That's a big question. We started San Diego first. It was always in the plan to have more. Orange County, LA, and we do. We have more now. But we started off with San Diego literally with nothing. We didn't have a dime in the bank. We had nothing. And I walked away from a very secure, good job to do it. And there's been a lot of challenges that I didn't expect. I think one of the big challenges has been that some of the Second Amendment organizations that we've heard of, and some of the people that run these Second Amendment organizations that you all know, I'm not going to say the names of the organization or the people, but they've been hostile towards us, hostile towards San Diego County Gun Owners, hostile towards me, even after meeting with them and saying, hey, we want to work together. We want to try to do this plan. It's a simple plan. We just want to get people elected in the local boards and councils across the county. That's all we wanted to do. We're not trying to step on toes or take over anything. We're not doing this because we felt that other gun organizations were doing a bad job. We're just trying to add to the plan. And some of the, again, pro Second Amendment organizations have tried to do more damage to us than some of the anti-gun organizations, which is bizarre for me to say, and it was bizarre for me to see. So, they've kind of done some back channel gossip about, us being corrupt or whatever, that we're not in it for the Second Amendment and that sort of thing. And that's been tough. Firearms Policy Coalition is one organization that stood by us from the beginning, and I can't tell you, we've done great things, and we're continuing doing great things with Firearms Policy Coalition. They didn't tell us how we should do things. They just said, hey, how can we help? And now we're filing lawsuits together, and it looks really good, and think good things are happening. So I think that some of these other organizations see us as competition and see us as a threat to their revenue source. I'm not sure, but maybe just their power and influence. I'm not real positive. And unfortunately, we've had some problems with up in Orange County. We had an issue with a volunteer who said he was in the Marine Corps at one point. Turns out he wasn't in the Marine Corps. And that's a problem. And, but he's a volunteer. Somehow that reflected on our organization. And, it's not fair. That's, a lot of our members and volunteers do a lot of things in their personal life. None of that has to do with the Second Amendment, but they, use that against us. And that's unfortunate. Down here in San Diego, one of our volunteer leaders got into some issues. He was basically saying, hey, if you want an off-roster pistol, then go to this police officer over here. He'll do a private party transfer. He can buy it because he's law enforcement. He'll do a private party transfer, and then you can have, an off-roster pistol. And he got in trouble. He got indicted, took him to court, and he pled guilty to aiding and abetting. Again, that's not a reflection on our organization. That's something he did in his personal life. But what kills me about that is that roster law is something that we don't agree with. None of us agree with it. It's a horror. If he wasn't breaking the law in 49 other states, it was just here in California. These guns weren't going to criminals. He wasn't making a dime off of it. He was just saying, hey, this police officer over here is able to get you an off-roster pistol. And everybody at the time thought it was legal, and until they found out it wasn't. And again, that somehow is they're using it against us, and it's like reflecting on us, and it doesn't have anything to do with the Second Amendment. It really doesn't have anything to do with us or the quality of work that we're doing, and it definitely doesn't have anything to do with the Second Amendment, and it doesn't have anything to do with restoring the Second Amendment. It doesn't have anything to do with fighting for the Second Amendment, and it's unfortunate. So I think that the toughest problem it can be boiled down to personality issues, which is getting in the way. We're going to open up LA County Gun Owners. We're going to open up San Francisco Bay Area Gun Owners. We're going to continue to grow Orange County, Riverside County, San Bernardino County Gun Owners. We have big plans. And there's a lot of we've already done a lot of great work. There's a lot of great people behind the work that we're doing. So I think that's been the biggest challenge, and it's been jarring, watching Second Amendment leaders who appear to be fighting for the Second Amendment, but in reality, their actions are that it's really just about their own ambition or their own power or their own insecurities. I don't know. We've just tried to. I tell our staff and I tell our volunteer board, hey, look, we're going to outwork them and we're going to outclass them, and that's what we continue to do every single day. We wake up and we try to be effective and we do the best job we can. And you know what? We're winning more than we're losing, and it's been really great. So the biggest challenge has been not the anti-gunners, not the moms demand action or whatever. I mean, they mouth off and do their thing, but the biggest challenge, the hardest part has actually been people who you would think would be our friends. And I never talk about this publicly. I never name names. I never talk about what organizations are doing this to us. I tell everybody, hey, support every pro Second Amendment organization out there, support them. But if someone's bad mouthing us or has a personal issue with us, just remember that's a personal issue. It's got nothing to do with the Second Amendment, and we're not going to entertain that stuff anymore. We never really did. We're just going to continue to fight for the Second Amendment and do our best. And we're an open book. Anybody that we're a meritocracy. If you come and work hard on Second Amendment stuff, then you're going to get a lot of stuff done, and you're going to get a lot of support from us. So I think, surprisingly, that's been the hardest part, is the people that we thought were going to be our friends, the people that we think we're fighting side by side in this fight. So I encourage everybody, put that stuff away. Just fight for the Second Amendment. So that's been the toughest part. Does that surprise you?
No.
Why doesn't that surprise you?
Because, and I'm not saying anything negative about the other groups, but I think the other groups see you as much more successful than them, and I think that's based on your game plan. You spent more years on this than people know, and you're working the plan. You're not deviating. Your goal has always been the same, and it's not making a bucket load of money because you have to sell 3 cars to buy a new Bronco. So if you had all the money, you would have already bought a Bronco. You know what I'm saying? But your goal has always been and always will be Second Amendment rights and education and training.
Well, people don't realize the heavy lift that it takes to organize people, too.
Yeah, with anything.
Yeah. Well, and,
really.
Lawsuits are important, and, lobbying is important, but trying to manage, we're up to 2,800 members, and, trying to manage and organize literally thousands of people in a county, it's a lot of hands-on, unsexy work.
Yeah, but did you think my goal, what I said wasn't that your goal? Was it wrong what I said about
that? Well, so that may be the case now. They may look at us and go, hey, you guys are successful and we're jealous or whatever. But I got to tell you, they started attacking us from day one. I mean, I'm talking about, a few months into our existence.
So what is it? See, they won't talk to you, but I mean, it'd be interesting to ask them, what is it about us that you don't like? What are we doing that is upsetting you?
Well, and I'll tell you this: it's not just us; it's anyone that's not them. A lot of these groups just don't play well in the sandbox together.
And that would have surprised me in the beginning when I first got involved with this stuff. But after being around for a little bit, you do see that, and it's because I always used to look at it as, okay, we're all on the same side. We should all be pushing together, to get this common goal that we have. And different groups do different things. There's groups out here that focus on the state. There's groups that focus nationally. There's us that focus locally. And we're not really duplicating one another. We're all fighting on the same side. And but again, after even meeting gun owners, there's gun owners that, I don't like that organization. I don't like this organization. And so you see it at the gun owner level too, which again, I always thought was a bad thing because the other side seems a little more cohesive in what they're fighting for, and I think it's bad sometimes that we are or that the people on our side do this.
Now, and you've been a board member for what, 4 or 5 years now?
Yeah, I think I came on like 6 months after it got started.
Okay, so 5, 6 years. We'll be 6 years old in like November. So you've been around for 5 years. You and I have gotten to know each other. You've been a board member just about the whole time. We're on the radio together once a month. You and I, talk occasionally.
Once a
once a week.
You just got to be demoted.
Yeah, see, it's
How much do I? This isn't something I dwell on. I don't know. You tell me. Is this something I talk? I certainly don't bash the other side or
no,
whatever.
it isn't. And again,
If anything, you yell at me when I open my big mouth, because I'm worse than you. I don't have the patience that you have, so I will say names and I'll say, and you're going now, Dave, now, but you stay in that middle of the road.
Outwork them and outclass them.
I love that. That there should be a T-shirt.
Well, and that's the way to go. Because I mean, we don't, we as a cause, the cause doesn't benefit if we're going to be fighting publicly with this group or that group, and it's silly. And and being a board member, I've seen some of the things you're talking about, so I know what and who you're talking about, and it's unfortunate. I thought it was unfortunate, the couple of things that I've seen, and I'm sure I haven't seen all of it. That I thought it's a shame, to waste energy like that.
But
and
the off-road community does the same thing.
Yeah, no, part of it might be a human nature thing.
Yeah.
I know.
There's a lot of groups in the off-road community all trying to do the same thing and keep the deserts open, keep the land open, keep the trails open. But to try to get them all together, and now I don't think they are attacking anybody like they're attacking you.
Yeah, we have gotten attacked, and it's kind of it's not every day, but man, it flares up and then it goes away and it flares up.
And it's not like you're being hypersensitive or anything. When we were at the coordinators conference, the CCW conference, someone mentioned that to me. So yeah, all these groups tend to fight or do this or do that. So I mean, they've seen it too.
Well, when we were at that conference, did you notice I got the cold shoulder?
Yes.
That was the
next table over.
The next table over. They wouldn't talk to me, which is ridiculous. Yeah. Ridiculous.
You're just a big.
It's like high school.
Yeah. Well, of course.
It's like high school
girls.
never ending.
All right, folks, don't go anywhere. Sam the Gun Man. And another great mic drop that you can't miss.
Thanks for watching this clip from Gun Owners Radio. You can watch us live every Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. California time, right here on our YouTube channel, or if you're in the San Diego area, you can listen to us on 1170 a.m. We're also available on your favorite podcast platform for free. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can help restore and protect the Second Amendment, not just in California, but across the country.